Hello and welcome back to Scrapbooking Sunday 101. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. If you'd like to place an order with me, just go to Stampersdelight.com and shop with me online. I don't have my April host code yet, but that will be in the description. So that's why you're not seeing it up here where I usually have it. If you'd like to join my team, I'd love to have you on my team. Again, go to Stampersdelight.com and join the fun. We are going to get started, so grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come scrapbook with me. What I'm going to be using today is the So Much Happy bundle. I'm actually not going to be using the stamp set. I am going to be using the dies, and I'll show you those in a minute. These are retiring. Okay, so they will not be in the next catalog. Let me just show you those dies real quick. So I got this stamp set when the catalog came out, and going through my retired items, I just found it. And I didn't play with this one yet. So if you watched my YouTube video on Monday, my live, you saw the cards that you could make with this awesome set. This is my absolute favorite die to this stamp set or bundle, the Happy. And you're going to see why in a minute, okay? So we are going to get started. So what I'm going to bring in, now remember, something I always say, it's not always about the pictures and how great they are, because some of your pictures may not be that great, but the memories are. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a lot of stuff already cut out here, and the descriptions of what I'll be using will be in the lower portion, okay, in the description. Okay, so I've got a piece of our 12 by 12 basic white. There it is. And then I have this piece of our Love Always black and white designer series paper. Again, in the description below, you have the number. Okay, let me just see if I can bring that up. Oh, nope, wrong way. I want to go back down. I guess that's as far as I can get it. But you can see that I've trimmed this a ½ inch on each side so that this is 11.5 by 11.5, so that I have a border from the 12 by 12. I'm going to go ahead right now and glue that down. Let me just grab my glue here. Now, whichever adhesive you're going to use is fine. I am just going to grab whatever on my table. I should have had that out. Of course I didn't. You can see that designer series paper is two-sided. Okay, so I have my Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm just going to go ahead. Don't need a lot of this at all. And add some Stampin' Seal Plus. Now remember, this series is for new basic scrapbookers, although if you are an avid scrapbooker, you know, there's nothing wrong with quick, easy pages. Okay, so there's my base. Now, I've already cut out, and let me just show you that. Again, the die. And if you want to see more things done with the die, go to my Monday's YouTube Live. So what I did was I did a 2-inch strip. And this is our glitter paper that has retired, but I wanted to use it anyway. And I put that die in there, and I ran it through our embossing machine. And what happens is I have this piece. Now, you do have to cut this section out right here, but it's worth it. Okay, so this is going to go right across here, just like that. And you can see the Happy there, but it doesn't really show up that well, does it? So what I did was I cut another piece of a strip of black just to back it up with. So it really kind of pops now. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way. I'm going to just grab that black, and I'm just going to put that strip back here. So I am just going to add a little adhesive to keep that in place so that those words pop out. Okay. And that's going to go right about here, I think. But I'm not laying it down until I get my pictures. Now, what I have here is some pictures. And again, remember, some of these aren't that great, but it's the memories that count. This is me and my best friend. We've been friends since we were 13. And this is our 25 year class reunion. Now, I know you can't really see them and that well, but it has a lot of memories to me. Okay, we have these wigs on, and we were doing a karaoke thing to Stop in the Name of Love. So we had these wigs on to look like Diana Ross and the Supremes. I think I'm going to have those probably right about there. And then we had done the same thing with another friend of hers at her daughter's 16th birthday party, sweet 16 birthday party. So I'm going to put those there. Just fun, happy memories. Okay? Now I want them to pop out a little bit more. So you can see I've already trimmed these. I am going to go ahead and matte some of these with some black cardstock. So here's the first one. I'm going to put that right here. And I may want to trim that down a bit. So I am going to just put some of my adhesive on here. And I just want a very, no, you know what? That's too dark. I'm going to go with white. This is a white, black and white page. Okay, so I am going to put this down right here. You can see I put it down on the matting first and then I cut it. Either way is fine. I'm going to go ahead and do another one. This one's going to go this way. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim off the excess. Oh, such good memories. What a fun time we had. I'm just trimming off to make a border here. That clicking that you hear is my paper trimmer locking into place, which I love. Not that clicking. Okay, we're just going to cut just a tad off here. Right there. Okay, so now I have these matted in the white. These two, instead of doing white, I'm going to do the opposite and I'm going to do black. So the first one I'm going to put right here. And again, this is our basic black cardstock. This was probably 20 years difference. No, let's see. Yeah, probably about 20 years. It was her 16th, sweet 16 birthday party, but that was our 25th anniversary, class reunion. So yeah, it's probably about 20 years. I don't have the exact dates because I didn't look them up yet. I just wanted to do this page. Just going to trim a little bit more off. Okay, so there's the first one. And that's a little, I don't like the way that one came out. So I'm just going to trim off a little bit more. It's too ragged. Sometimes that does happen. I didn't press down hard enough. I want a nice crisp edge there. Okay, I'm going to grab the next picture and do the same thing. I just think the black makes it pop more. By doing this series, I figure, you know, maybe in about 30 years, I'll have all my pictures scrapbooked. Okay, so there's that one. So now they're all matted. Okay, so now the next thing is I've got to decide where I want them. So let me bring this back in. And these I can do right here. This is going to go right about here. Now these are a little larger, so I want to be careful that I don't put that one right there if I wanted to. And this one could go right here. Okay, so I want to keep them where I'm not cutting anything off. But I also have to leave room for my journaling. So what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to bring in those little journaling cards you've seen me use before. Or if you have our Memories and More cards, they work well. But I needed something that was just black and white. So these are going to be the cards that I'm going to use. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is decide which one I'm going to lay flat. Okay, you're going to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to tuck that card right behind here. So that one's going to be popped up. This one's going to be flat. So I'm going to go ahead and mat this down. I like to do everything a little at an angle here. I am going to bring in a piece of the black again. And I'm bringing in the punch. The description is in the bottom. This one is actually going to retire also. I'm going to bring in that punch and just take this little piece right here. I'm going to fold that in half. I'm going to take my journaling card. The way I want to journal is this way. I'm going to put that right about here. And then I'm going to bring in my, either you can do it one of two ways, okay? You can go ahead and staple that. I'm going to do both so you can see the difference. Okay, so you can go ahead and put a staple in this for right here. Or we can take it, and I'll do another one, and use adhesive. If you're going to use adhesive, use something that's very sturdy and strong, like our Stampin' Seal Plus or tear tape. Okay, so there's the sticky on it, right? This is the Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to lay that down. I am going to flip that to the back and then pinch it. So now I have my little tab here, making sure that there's no glue. All right, here's my two tabs. This one, again, now that I have that one down, it gives me an idea of where this is going to go. So I can go ahead and put that down. Again, I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal Plus on this. Bring that up right about here. Up a little bit further. This is going to go straight, and this is going to go at an angle. Okay, so that's going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and glue that one down. There. These two, I'm going to take some dimensionals, and I am going to put dimensionals on the back. Being careful that, let me show you. Okay, so this has to go right here. I have to have enough space for this to slide in and out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it over here, just like this. And then measure. Okay, these are my regular dimensionals. They might be a little too large, but let's see. I don't want to use those because I think it's going to give me a hard time putting that in and out. So I'm going to go with my mini dimensionals. Let's grab some of those. Here they are. Might take your pick tool. And I am just going to line up a few of these, keeping that in line. Okay, now that I measured that, I'm just going to pull those off. And I'm going to bring this one in. This one's going to go straight over here. And the reason I'm putting it in straight is that's where my journaling card is going to go. Now, if you don't want it sliding out this way, tuck another one under there. Just be careful that you don't get it so far in that your paper doesn't, your journaling card won't fit in there. So I'm just going to lift that up, press that down. Okay, this is the one with the staple. Okay, and there I have a place for my journaling. I'm going to bring that up so you can see it, and there'll be a still shot on my blog, Stampersdelight.com. There's my piece, my journaling. Okay, now this one we're going to do the same thing. This one's a little larger, so I don't have to be quite as careful, but I still want to make sure that it's not going to get lost. Okay, so what I mean by lost is if I slide that all the way in, I'm not going to be able to get it out. So I'm going to, again, measure that. Now this one I can go ahead and use my large ones, or you could still use your smaller ones. I am going to make sure I have this lined up. And I'm going to put a few dimensionals around it. Now this is what I was talking about, okay? You got to put one right here so it stops it, so the card doesn't go all the way behind your photo. Okay, I can add a couple more here if I want to make sure that stays down. What a fun little page, right? Great way to tuck your journaling behind your photos, because sometimes you want to try to get more than 1 or 2 photos on a page, and maybe you don't have room for journaling. So that's when this comes into play. So we are going to lay that one down right here. And then I am going to take my little card and I'm going to slide that right in. Now see, it stops. That little dimensional over here is stopping this from going in. Now, if this is too puffy for you, or it's not, I didn't put the glue on here, you can actually add some more glue. I thought I did. There we go. Okay, I just didn't press it down. And there's a great scrapbook page, ready to be journaled. Right here. If you decide you want to do it the long ways, you can, but I wanted it this way. Okay. So again, another scrapbook page for our Scrapbook Sunday 101. I hope you enjoyed this scrapbook page, and I will be putting more out there. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and keep on scrapbooking, scrapbookers. Bye.